Anthony, was there any moment where you felt spare change was not going to get made? Were there some close calls where like this thing might not be happening?
There was only one day. We were shooting in a building in downtown LA in a loft space, and we got all the specific permits that we needed, everything that they told us we needed to do, cleared it with the building manager, but we didn't clear it with the building owners, apparently. And something was very weird, and I'm someone that's like, just do it and ask for forgiveness later. But we had to shut down on I think that was day 3. We had to shut down. Like, that's when you kind of hit your groove, because we were in the same location for the first 6 days shooting in this loft space. So we were right in the middle of that, and everyone was finally getting comfortable with each other. So we had to shut down for 1 full day, which sucked. And we had to kind of do, we were filming right around the holidays. So we're like, if we don't get it in now, we're gonna have to do a pickup day after Christmas, because people are traveling and we already just booked them for these amount of days. So right then and there it was kind of scary, but then it was like, all right, we revamped, we figured out how to condense everything, and people, like I said, got some great people on there that were willing to work 12-hour days, 14-hour days to get it done.
So that was the only like touch
That was
and go
only the real
moment.
hurdle.
Oh,
Everything else kind of went according to plan. It was nice. Yeah, like I said, everyone worked really well together. I think just bringing in the right people. I don't want to say this the wrong way to say, like, you shouldn't bring in outsiders that you don't know, but everyone had the connector, by the way, coolest nickname ever. But everyone was kind of connected in one way, shape, or form. It was always like a referral. Like, oh, I worked with this person on this show. I'll bring him in to be my camera assistant if that's okay. We're like, oh yeah, I worked with you, so I trust your decision. So everyone could go down your Kevin Bacon line and get brought back to the front and say who's worked with who pretty well. Yeah.
What was your typical day like in the first, let's say, few weeks of pre-production? Like, what were you focusing on?
We were arguing over budget to figure out, where we're gonna make who's gonna get paid up front and who's gonna get paid on the back end, which is a obstacle you talk about when you're talking about independent film, which was right around the time we were talking about casting, because if we had a bigger name that could only work on this day or this day, we'd have to switch around the production schedule, and to be able to just kind of be organized and keep everything in line, because it was, like I said, I handled the talent and the script supervision and went over those rewrites, and then Jonathan Arturo handled the whole production with their crew and said, here's our quickest way to do this, here's our best way to do this. How do we take what you're doing and make this work within here? Because it's like, we have to find a lead actress that's willing to work 14 days, 12-hour days, give up her weekends if she has them right before the holidays, and and independent film can be really hit or miss. So just had to find the right people, really, and it worked out. Yeah, it really worked out. It was Elise was actually a friend of this girl Devin, who worked on my first web series with me, the one that I was talking about in the $50,000 hypothetical. And I had never met her, but Devin had always talked about, can't speak. Devin had always talked about her, but I had never met her. And then her agent sent in Elise's tape. And she was great, obviously, but then I was like, oh yeah, she's friends with Devin. Devin's cool. She's obviously got to be cool. She's definitely not the psycho of her girl group. So we brought her in, and she was awesome. And now she's all over the place and doing fantastic. I'm so happy for her. Yeah.